Right, so this is the continuation of First Kings chapter 4, but I'll read now about the area that we had concerning King Solomon and also King David, what they had in their might, according to the scriptures. They had under their rulership, that's what I mean actually. Okay, this one I already read in the first chapter, in the first video before this. So Second Chronicles chapter 9 verse 25, and Solomon had 4,000 stalls for horses and chariots, and 12,000 horsemen, whom he bestowed in the chariot cities, and with the king at Jerusalem. And he reigned over all the kings from the river Euphrates, even unto the land of the Philistines, and beyond, and to the border of Egypt. So where is that? The border of Egypt is, I think, here. Yeah. This is the border of Egypt. They call it nowadays El-Arish. This is the brook of Egypt. And you can read about this in here. If you type this here, I'll put the link in the description box. Return It says here Kuwait and Doctor, this guy was a NASA scientist, and if you Google it, okay, screw this 200,000 years, they're lying to you. They always put their lies within there. You should know that by now. So if you type this in, you will get this guy. He's still alive, by the way. I looked it up. I didn't even know. He was a scientist working for NASA. So what did he find? He found that water flowed from the El-Baz calls, what El-Baz calls, he's El-Baz. Farouk El-Baz. And the Kuwait River, what he calls Kuwait River, between 5,000 years ago or something like that, whatever. But yeah, he did research in the 1993. This is what I typed in. This is what I typed in. Did you mean that? Yes. In 1993, he was doing research because he was working at NASA, and then he did a photo thing, and then he saw something on the map. And then he said, like, hey, wait a minute, this is a river there. Yeah, but Esau made sure that this thing didn't really come out, because they of course fought him. But that's what they're supposed to do. I mean, they are the devil, so they're trying to push forth their the Bible, it's not real, it's a Big Bang Theory, you know. That's why they have snake tongue. Some of them Edomites, they want to fight for the Bible, but they want it to be a caucus man. And some of them want it to be not want it to be, I came to the conclusion that this just has to be a black man. You have some of those. I mean, Cyrus, he believed in Yahweh Bashem Yahashai. He was not an Israelite. So just because an Edomite believes in Yahweh Bashem Yahashai doesn't make him an Israelite. And it doesn't make him not an Israelite. So sometimes they are Israelites looking like Edomites. And sometimes they're Edomites that speak the truth. It's very weird to say that thing, the word truth and Edomite in the same sentence. Must be my lucky day today. I'm not gonna buy a lot because I don't want to be cursed. Blessed with money and cursed at the same time. Alright, I'm not. It's an Egyptian. This guy. Which he called Kuwait today for, sorry. Finding water. He was born 38. How a desert detective found water in Daru because he was taking satellite imagery. The Egyptian born. He's a boy, I almost said Muslim. He's an Ishmaelite living in that land. Just like how the Aboriginals in Australia got replaced by Esau, and now he calls himself an Australian. You're not. You're a joke. Only to an idiot. You are really an Australian. Yep. Yippee. Evidence. It's a question mark. See the devil? But when look, I'm gonna show you something about these devils. They're gonna pop up. Where's the fact check? No, this is not real. They don't come with the question mark. So, is it really real, or maybe these? Let's just find out. No. They coming up with the dude fake. You know, they turn it red like a tomato. Stuff like that. False. They're not even saying like, let's investigate. They're devils. But when it comes to like real things, they put that question mark up in there. Why? Because the doubt. The devil. You gotta know who you're dealing with, man. I'm telling you, man. They are the creators of doubt. They're the boy. What they're doing is actually they're the son of perdition. So what they're doing, they're causing doubt. Oh, ye of little faith, why didst thou doubt? And then he began to sing. Bloop, 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 bloop. That's what they're doing. They're creating doubt. So now you don't know what it is. Like, if it really? I don't know. But when it comes to other things, it's not real. It's not real. They turn tomatoes. I will fine you. I'll kick you off of YouTube if you talk about it. Flag you. Conspiracy. It's very dangerous spreading these rumors like this. It's dangerous. They're lying to you, man. But it's your time, man. You can do whatever you want. You know, you got that them AI softwares and stuff like that. They let loose on the public. Man, the last few months I seen liars, man, on YouTube. They're lying for the let me see here. I saw it. Wait, I saw it. That was just crazy. And this is what they're doing too now. They're doing this now on purpose because they want you to accept the commercials. But what am I looking for again? And you got liars, man. Liars, man. I'm telling you, these people, they need to be put to death, man. They need to be put to death for these lies that they're spreading, man. And if you go look at the comment board and stuff like that, you're going to see mad trippy things. I have something for you, devil. But I have another browser for it. Clickbait, why don't you grow up? Why you making this the quickest conviction of like a fuck out of here? She was murdered a week ago and he's convicted already. Did I miss something? You're a fucking idiot. You don't even know that. You don't even pay attention to what you just click, stop the video, and start talking. You know, my condolences, family. People are stupid. But then again, see, they deserve it. They deserve this, man. All you need to do is a quick Google search and you're going to find out if it's true or not. And before you know it, Google is going to lie too. They're already lying to you right now with a lot of things. But anyway, this guy is a dope dude. He breaks down all these so-called fancy houses, how they scam the shit. It's just crazy. You know? Hey, man. Esau is a liar, man, with everything that he does. This house is not worth that money. He will break it down real good for you. You can watch him if you want to. I like watching this guy. I watch a lot of things, man. You just click on stuff. I like it when they expose these goddamn devils as liars. It's funny as hell. Laughing. When I eat and I have nothing to watch, I don't watch television. So I'll watch this and I eat and I look at him. And then he's cutting them. He's laughing too. I'm telling you, he's laughing at them. And I'm laughing too. You know, but then the public, like people like this, these are the people that are fooled. You know, this is just crazy. You have just crazy liars just lying, and it's the same person, by the way. Anyway, let me just get out of here. But Esau is he's the creator of doubt. He's the liar of the earth. And I think that thing is a software. It's you have a lot of how you call that thing again? AI videos on YouTube. Here. YouTube has an AI problem. A lot of these videos are not real people. I'm telling you, man. I see what they're doing. Especially if you know about the AI and then you can spot things, you'd be like, yeah, that's not real. That's not a real person talking. The video is just weird. Like weird. The rap videos have it a lot. Like people that do documentary on lifestyles of so-called black people and stuff like that. Those Edomites are making bank, boy. But that's not a real person, so that they're not even doing work. Anyway, let me leave that. Let me get back to the scripture. So sorry about that. So this man was a little bit silenced to a certain. He was silenced for a long time. Yeah, for a long time about the breakage of the river of Egypt, the brook of Egypt, the satellite photos that he made going back to 1993. Okay, so let me go back to over here. So Solomon reigned over all the kings of the earth, right? Well, let me read it. He reigned over all the kings from the river Euphrates, even unto the land of the Philistines and beyond, and to the border of Egypt. And also, the border of Egypt is mentioned. Where was that mentioned also in the scriptures? Yeah, well, I'll get to that. I think I'll get to that later. Here. Babylon Empire stopped at the brook of Egypt. I'll show you that too in the scriptures if I'm correct. I'll get to that later. So it says right here. And the king, okay, I don't need to read that. Genesis 15 and 18. In the same day Yahweh made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed will I give this land. From the river of Egypt, which is the brook of Egypt, which is this one. Okay, remove this. This is the brook of Egypt, and I'll show you other maps also. This is the brook of Egypt, where you see the line. That's the big one, and the other ones are like the small ones. But they took a satellite photo with infrared and all that type of stuff. Then you have this main thing here, and then you have the rest sprinkled about and all that type of stuff. And yeah, they have stuff here. I'll show that in the other video. Like you have places here, like little places here. It's not just desert there, it's like places. Right, so let me go on. From the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. So that is what the Heavenly Father gave to Abraham. Psalm 72 and 8. He shall have dominion also from sea to sea, and from river to the end of the earth. It's talking about Yahushua, but it's also in the physical form. It's talking about King Solomon. Spiritually, it's talking about Yahushua, which it's the same person. 9. They that dwell in the wilderness shall bow before him, and they did. And his enemies shall lick up the dust, and they did. For King Solomon, they did. And for Yahushua, they will. Daniel chapter 7 shows you that. Oh boy, they will. Oh, they will. Isaiah 63 also. But let me go on. The kings of Tarshish and of the Isles shall bring presents, and they did. They did, because they was afraid of him. They're trying to make peace. The kings of Sheba and Seba shall offer gifts, and Sheba and Seba are here. There's two of them. One are Shemites here, and the other one are Cushites, if I'm correct here. So you had Jokshan, which is a Shemite. He come from Abraham. He has Sheba. And then you have no, not this one. Sorry, made a mistake. This one. That's the other Shemite. Here. Genesis 10 and let me see, 6. The sons of Ham, Cush, and then here you have it 7. And the sons of Cush, Seba, and then the other one is Sheba. Right? Okay. So now you go to the sons of Shem, and then you go to Joktan, not Jokshan, from him here. Where is it? Not Jokshan, which is one of the sons of Abraham. That's why I got confused. Here you have a Shemite. This was before Abraham existed. So you have this Shemite here that comes from Peleg, which come from Eber. So you have Jokshan, which is a Shemite, and then he had a sons, and then he had another one, which is Sheba. So you have this Sheba. Wait. Excuse me. So you have this Sheba, and then you have the Sheba from Jokshan, from Abraham. But you have here Seba and Sheba. The Queen of Sheba is one of these two. I forgot. One of these two. But they're Shemites. And this one is the Sabians, or this one is the Sabians. One of those two. I think this one. If you go to Isaiah 45, you will see it will be linked to one of these. The Sabians that we will put over the nations. We will have the Sabians, and then we will sell Edomites to them. Because they're going to have slaves too. They're going to be very happy to beat the shit out of them. Anyway, so that's that part. So now, both of them, I think these two were the Cushites. The Cushites came and gave presents. Right. Yea, all kings shall fall down before him. All nations shall serve him. They did do that with King Solomon. But they're gonna do that with the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Yahushai. For he shall deliver the needy when he crieth, the poor also, and him that had no helper. That's exactly what King Solomon did, and that is exactly what the Lord Yahushai will do. It is doing until this day, by the way. He shall spare the poor and needy, and shall save the souls of the needy. King Solomon did this. And Yahushai is still doing this unto this day. He's not here in the physical form, but he's here in the spirit. And he's doing his work until this day. Joshua 13 and 1. Now Joshua was old and stricken in years. Wait, let me see here. No, I jumped the gun. Well, I have Seir. Okay, I'll get back to this later. No. Let me go on. Let me see. What's there? Sorry. Oh yeah, right. Joshua 13 and 1. Now Joshua was old and stricken in years, and Yahweh said unto him, Thou art old and stricken in years, and there remaineth yet very much land to be possessed. So I was just talking about it, that Joshua didn't get the land. King David eventually didn't get it either. He got a lot. But they kept on fighting him. But with Solomon, that didn't happen like that. not like what they did with King David. And Solomon. And Saul, because it says right here. Here. For Samuel. Saul days. All the days of his life. I think here. Yeah, it says it right here. First Samuel, sorry. First Samuel chapter 14, first last verse. Yeah. 52. And there was sore war against the Philistines all the days of Saul. So he fought against them all his days, until his death. He died by them, by the way. Who killed them again? The Philistines or the Canaanites? I think the Philistines killed them, if I'm correct. All right. Okay, so going on. This is the land that yet remaineth, all the borders of the Philistines, and all Geshuri. So you had Geshuri of the Canaanites, but you had in the same chapter, you will see you had Geshuri of the Shemites. So you had two Geshuri nations. Let me see if I have it here. Here. You had Geshuri here, which was Absalom, the son of King David, the most handsome man in all Israel. His mother was from here. So these are Shemites. And then you have the Geshuri, which are Canaanites. These are Canaanites. From Seir, which is before Egypt, which is the thing that I showed you. It's before Egypt. Before you come to Egypt, but it depends on how you look at the map. When you walk toward it, then it's before Egypt. I'm going to show you that the king of Babylon also went here and took it. And that shows you, like, no, it's there, because the king of Babylon also shows it, and on the map you can see it too, but I'll get to that later. So it says right here, from Seir, which is before Egypt, Mizraim, even unto the border of Ekron, northward. So it says here Ekron is northward of this. So if you go to the map, where is it? Here. Ekron is here. So this is north. So what is there? South. So that's Seir. It's north of this, as you can see here. Well, damn. Wait. Right, so here is the Brook of Egypt. On these maps you see one big line, but it's actually a whole tree here. But this is the Seir before you go to Egypt, if you come from here downward, because this is then therefore the north. Right, so the border of Ekron northward, which is counted to the Canaanites. Yeah, but the Philistines were there, but it's counted to the Canaanites because it's their land. 5 lots of the Philistines, which come from Mizraim, as you can see here. I keep on telling you that because it's going to get like something that you will remember. If I keep on repeating it, then eventually you're gonna know. Genesis chapter 10 verse here 13. And Mizraim begat Ludim, all that there. Naftahim, and then he begat Kaslehim, out of whom came Philistim. And he's the forefather of the Philistines. And therefore, he is a Mizraimite living in the land of Canaan, because the Lord said so. He brought them there. Amos 9 and 7. Here, it says right here. And the Philistines from Kaptor. Kaptor is their uncle. But Kaptor is a island. Kretz, they call it island right now. Here. So the Philistines, they went from here, Kaslehim, and then they went here to their brothers, to their uncles actually, and then they stayed in the midst of their uncles. And then from there, the Most High put it in their spirit to go to their other brother Canaan, and then they dwelt there. And then later the Most High sent them against us in the book of Judges chapter 2 and the book of Judges chapter 3, because we sinned. In the beginning of Judges chapter 2, our people started as soon as Joshua died in the book before. And then Judges chapter 1, we started to fuck up. Judges chapter 2, the anger of the Lord was kindled against us. And he sold us into the hand of the Cushites, who ruled over us. Yep. Anyway. The 5 lords of the Philistines, the Gazites, the Ashdodites. El-Baz shall dwell in Ashdod. It was talking about the Hamites then, but nowadays it's talking about Amalek. Because history repeats itself in full circle, but now it's the Amalekites and the Ishmaelites living there. First it was the Hamites, Ashkelonites, the Gittites, which are Gath, and the Akronites, also the Avites. Deuteronomy 2:14. And the space in which we came from Kadesh Barnea until we were come over the brook Zered was 30 and 8 years, until all the generation, here come the word generation again, of the men of war were wasted out from the midst of the host, as Yahweh sware unto them. The point that I bring this up is to show you that we were in Kadesh. And that's here. Kadesh Barnea. Oops. Here. This is Kadesh Barnea. Well, actually not this one, sorry. It's actually here. This here is Kadesh. Here. Here's Kadesh near Mount Seir. Okay, remember that. Remember, because I'll get back later to the Mount Seir thing. But Kadesh Barnea is down there. And here's Beersheba, which is in the midst of Simeon. Which is, here you have Beshor Brook. And then here you have the Brook of Egypt, which is near that one there, the downwards one. That goes, if you pass this border, you go to Egypt. And the Heavenly Father caused us to only have until here. And you can catch that in the book of Numbers chapter 35. You can catch that there. Once more. Numbers 32. And that's the reason why I put this here. Because if you didn't know, the video, what I'm doing right now, is talking about the region that King Solomon had from the river Euphrates until the Brook of Egypt. That's what I'm doing right now. You might ask yourself, like, so what are you talking about again? Yeah, I'm still talking about that. No, because I lost myself. So now I'm actually telling you where I'm at. Kind of dope. Anyway, Numbers 32 and 8. Thus did your fathers when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. So, where did we start to scope out the land? From Kadesh Barnea. There is where we started. Now, if you read about Kadesh Barnea, you will see that Abraham was there. Abraham was there. Here, you can see that. Kadesh. He was chilling there. Yeah, we started to spy out the land from there. It doesn't say Kadesh Barnea. It says Kadesh. Yeah, see? Kadesh. But you have two Kadeshes here. Look, Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur. And if you look up Shur, you will see that Shur is a desert. The desert of Shur, you have also the wilderness of Shur. But if you look at the map, you'll be like, oh, there it is. See? If you put in Shur, you will see that it's here. The desert of Shur and the way to Shur. And then you have here the Brook of Egypt. Now, if you zoom out, you will see that this is Egypt. Here, Memphis, Pithom, Succoth, and all that, Zoan, Ramses, which is in the book of Exodus chapter 1. No? Yeah, Exodus chapter 1. And then you have here, the desert of Shur, and here you have the wilderness of Shur here down there. You have Sinai, which is this thing here. Here you have it. So here's the desert of Shur, right? And then here you have the brook of Shur. Look, the motherfuckers, they put it. They put it. Lord willing, man. Hey, what the fuck? Okay, cool. I'll leave that there. I can do this. See the waters. See that they draw. Wait, let me try and still get it. Right, I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. But yeah, I will grab that page for you, and then I will make a picture of that page, so you can check it out. You know, it might be a dangerous page. It's not secure. I don't know, but I'll put it for you in the description box so you can check it out for yourself if you want to. It's a lot of reading, so yeah, whatever. I'll put the link for you if you want to. You can check it out for yourself. It's not dangerous. What you need to do is not give your information there, because that's the only way that they can catch you. And if you're worried about them tracking you, don't worry about that. What you need to be worrying about is don't fill in your name. That's the only way that they will be able to get you. Or if you go download stuff from there or something like that. I don't know. I didn't see anything for downloading, but I did take their pictures. There's nothing in there. It's not no virus, nothing. Anyway, so you can read that for yourself. But my point is to show you that they know that there are channels there. Many of them. Anyway, let me just go here. I didn't pay attention to the routes. I'm not looking at that. I look at the map. I have no idea what it says right here, because I'm not looking. I'm dead serious. You might be like, well, you saw it. No, I see, but I'm not paying attention on purpose. I just grab it for the map, the area, and not for the directions that I see here. Even though if you read the scriptures, you will see for yourself. The scriptures is going to show you what the route was, because it's going to tell you places, and then you're going to look at the map and you'll be like, that motherfucker, he's right. But I'm not sure of this map, because like I said, I'm not paying attention. There's a other map that I know. So and if you read the scriptures, you'll be like, yeah, that's correct, because it says it. But it's not even a big deal, because it's not for salvation's sake anyway. It's just for knowing and all that there. It's not 100% a big deal but it's a deal. But if I'm not sure, I'm not gonna talk about it, because I'll be like, yeah, they're kind of deceiving. I don't know what the hell they're doing. So to the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahasha, if I get it, I get it. And if I can prove it to you with the scriptures, I'll show it definitely. If not, I'll just skip over it. Search not out the things that are too hard for thee, Lord said. So I'm not gonna worry myself about it. Even though I am interested, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't mean like, that's nothing. No, it is something. You know, it might not be something for somebody else, but for somebody else, it's very interesting. So if you say like, that doesn't matter, it doesn't matter for him. So for his sake, you shouldn't say it doesn't matter. It does matter. But you also should be careful. Like, hey, yeah, I'm not sure about that, so I'm not gonna say it. So, but yeah. Lord willing, if not this one, I'll just talk about it in another video. Let me go on. Kadesh and Shur. So it shows you that Kadesh is near Shur. So I just showed you where it is. Shur is here. That's the desert of Shur, because Kadesh is here. Kadesh Barnea, and here's Beersheba. So Kadesh Barnea is here, and then here is Shur. You have the wilderness of Shur here. Hey, wait here. You see this word here? The wilderness of Shur. Okay, this is the way to Shur. The way to Shur unto the Philistines, because it says it right here. The way of the land of the Philistines. But in other maps you can see as it here, the way to Shur. And here is the wilderness of Shur, and here is the desert of Shur, right? So that's that the way to the of the Philistines. Huh? Way to the land of the Philistines, yeah. And here's way to Shur with the arrows. Here, and then you have the wilderness of Shur, and then you have the desert of Shur. But it depends on if you come from here, then here is the way to Shur, here. And if you come from here, then here is the way to Shur. So it depends. But the point is Ekron is here, north. So you know, like, okay, Ekron is north of Seir, and thus north of Shur. Here is Ekron with the Philistines. So it's this. Right. So, and journey to Gerar, or the Gerar. Anyway, so he was there. And, oh yeah, by the way, you have two Kadesh. You have Kadesh Naphtali. Here, Kadesh Naphtali. It's spelled different in the scriptures. And then you have Kadesh Barnea, which is down there. Here, down here. And here, up here is Kadesh Naphtali. Right. So, our forefathers were in Kadesh Barnea, which is Abraham. He was there, yes. And our forefathers, after that, after Abraham, before we came in the land, before Moses died, if I'm correct. No, wait. Basically in the time of Joshua. That's my point. And then they went to go spy out the land. Yeah. Numbers 34 and 5. And wait, let me start at 1. Numbers 34 and 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, command the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye come into the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall unto you for an inheritance, even the land of Canaan, with the coasts thereof. So this is what he told us that we will have. Then your south quarter shall be from the wilderness of Zin along by the coast of Edom. Did you get that? Do you know where that is? That is here. No, wait, I'll get to that later. Yeah. Wait, where did I put that? Sorry. Wait. Here. It's here. It says by the coast of Edom. What coast? This is the Dead Sea. So what coast was he talking about? It's talking about here. Ezion Geber and Elath. Elath, it's spelled different in the scriptures. Here it says Elat, and in the scriptures it says Elath. And Deuteronomy chapter 2, right? So Deuteronomy chapter 2, verse 4. And command thou the people, saying, ye are to pass through the coast of your brethren of the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir, and they shall be afraid of you. Take ye good heed unto yourselves, therefore. Because when people are afraid, they might want to attack you, Meddle not with them. And they did attack us. Amalek did, by the way. For I will not give you of their land, no, not so much a foot, because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for a possession. Esau took it from Seir, the man. Seir was a man. You can look that up here. Seir is a man. Here, Mount Seir, yes. The land of Seir, yes. But it shows you here, Seir the Horite, who inhabited the land. He is a man. These are the sons of Seir the Horite, who inhabited the land. And his first son was Lotan. His second was Shobal. His third was Zebeon and Anna. And yeah. and Shechem is also a man. He raped Dinah. And the land was also called Shechem, the land of Shechem, which is later given unto Ephraim. But anyway, sorry about that. Stoat. So it says right here, and they shall be, okay, meddling up with them. And verse 8, and when we passed by from our brethren, the children of Esau, which dwelt in Seir, through the way of the plain from Elath and from Ezion Gabar. So, Ezion Gabar and Elath, we turn and pass by the way of the wilderness of Moab. So how did we walk? It tells you right here. We walked. Where did I put it here? Here. We were here. Here. We walked here. Here. Because there is where we walked. It says it right here. And let me see here. Here then. Oh yeah. Here. The scripture says that we were here. And then we went to Kadesh. And then we stayed there. And we kind of walked in circles and stuff. For 30 something, 40 something years. I think 38. But it says 40 years in the wilderness, yes. But I think the scripture says like 38 years or something like that. We walked around and then they died off. The Most High waited 38 years, but we walked in the we were in the wilderness for 40 years until they died. But yeah, we went from here to here. But anyway, let me go on. So keep this in mind also. Still. So let me see. And yeah, I don't need that. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Numbers 34 and 3. Right. Then your south quarter shall be from the wilderness of Zin, along by the coast of Edom, and your south border shall be the outmost, coast of the Salt Sea eastward. So what is that? That's there, here. All the green that you see, and the purple is when we conquered them to King Solomon. We conquered them in the time of King Solomon. In the time of King David, we did not conquer them. 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 We beat them. We beat the shit out of them. You know, King David put garrisons there, made them pay tribute and stuff like that. But King Solomon really subdued them. And if I'm correct, he didn't subdue here because he started to sin. But you know, he had some kind of form of power here, but not like how he had over here, and not like how he had over here. Like I said, all the so-called purple, I don't know what color this is. It's some kind of dark purple-ish type of thing. This thing, just the color, right? So let me go on. Now it says right here, verse 4, and your border shall turn from the south to the ascent of Akrabim, and pass on to Zin, which is still there. You have the wilderness of Sin, and you have the wilderness of Zin. It's in that same region. And well, let me try and find it for you. Right. So here you have the wilderness of Zin, and this is the way to Shur. If you go downward, you will have here the wilderness of Shur, and if you go upward, you have the desert of Shur. But this is the wilderness of Zin with a Z, the letter Z. Mount Seir, and this is here in Seir. You have Mount Hor. I just read to you that Seir is actually a Horite. The Horites were there. So this is Mount Hor in Seir. That's the original name, therefore, well, the name that it had before. The Horites were there, and therefore it's called Mount Hor, because Seir, the Horite. So they called it Mount Hor. But they called it after him. Just like the land of Canaan. It's one man, but you have different Canaanites tribes there, and you even had the Philistines there. But the scriptures explains to you that the land was given unto the Canaanites But the Philistines, the 5 lords of the Philistines were there. Joshua 13, I just read it. Right? And the going forth, Numbers 34 and the rest of 4, and the going forth thereof shall be to the south to Kadesh Barnea. So from Zin, basically, where the wilderness of Zin is, toward Kadesh Barnea, and from Kadesh Barnea, and shall go on to Hazar Adar, and pass on to Asmon. And the border shall fetch a compass from Asmon unto the river of Egypt. So where is Asmon? Okay, so here you have Kadesh Barnea, and then Zin is there. Zin is here somewhere because the wilderness of Zin is there. And then you have this one again, this one. Okay, so now here you have Kadesh Barnea, but this area is now enlarged the way to the Red Sea. There's 2 sides of the Red Sea, by the way, if you didn't know. And one side is with Esau, and the other side is with Egypt, Mizraim. Okay, so anyway, so going on here, the wilderness of Paran, here you have the Salt Sea. Well, that sea, sorry, my goodness, sorry. Oh, sorry. The red one. But anyway, yeah, I'll get to that later. So here, the Salt Sea is actually here. This is the Salt Sea. The Dead Sea. I made a mistake. Sorry. The Dead Sea is the Salt Sea. You can Google it. You will find out. Until this day, they call it the Salt Sea. And it's near Sodom and Gomorrah. And in the book of Genesis, I forgot which one it was, but if you look up in the book of Genesis, you will see that where the Canaanites were, Sodom and Gomorrah, there was the. Let me get it for you. Right. So if you look up this word, Valley of Siddim, you will see that that is the valley of basically the Salt Sea. Dead Sea is Salt Sea. Siddim, right, which goes into Sodom. But the Valley of Siddim, this is their valley, right? It's the Salt Sea. Let me see if I put it somewhere. Here, Valley of Salt. See? The Valley of Siddim is basically the Valley of Sodom, but it's the Salt Sea here. Sodom, and then you have the Salt Sea here. See? Right. Jahash. You have one here, and then you have another one, Jabesh. Jabesh is somewhere here. I don't know where it is, so it's somewhere here. Damn. Maybe on another map? Maybe on another map? The Carmelites. King David, his wife, Carmelites. Yeah, like I can't find it. It's another map, maybe. Anyway, going on. So, and the border shall fetch a compass from Asmon unto the river of Mizraim, and the going out of it shall be at the sea. Okay, so it says, okay, Asmon. Okay, so where is Asmon? Asmon. So, like I said, here is this thing within the border. And then this is enlarged. This is Asmon. Well, it's in this region because they question mark it and stuff like that. But it's near the wilderness of Zin, as you read in the scriptures. Asmon, near the wilderness of, well, it says near Zin, but this is the wilderness of Zin, so Zin is somewhere here. And then you have Asmon, and then you have Kadesh Barnea. That's also mentioned near Asmon. Here, Kadesh Barnea is near Asmon, right? And the border shall, okay, I already read that. Unto the border of Egypt, which I just showed you. Here, the brook of Egypt. And there are many channels here, but this one is the biggest one. The brook of Egypt, which is an, let me see. Wait, sorry. Let me see. Wait. Wait a minute. Which is that big stripe over here? That's the Brook of Egypt. But like I showed you here, well, actually they show you, but yeah, they show you that it's actually a multiple of channels and stuff like that. Like very much, very many, you know. But yeah, anyway, so here is where you had the Israelites popping up eventually after they came out of Mizraim. The scripture shows you where they walked, but that's another story. I'll leave that for another video, Lord willing. And okay, let me go on. Now this is Numbers chapter 34 again. Again, this video is about the region that King Solomon got from that he got, and that is the blessing that Abraham got in the book of Genesis 15. So now it's played out, that the prophecy will be played out through Yahweh. Oh, King Solomon. Right. So okay, okay, cool. So it says right here. Okay, Asmon. Okay, so it says right here, verse 6. And as for the western border, ye shall even have the great sea for a border. This shall be your west border. West would then therefore be here. And then east is, what the hell? West is left. East is right. Sorry. Anyway, let me go on. Verse 7. And this shall be your north border. From the great sea ye shall point out for you Mount Hor. What is Mount Hor? Now, if you look it up in the Hebrew, it's exactly what I just said what it is. Numbers 34. Numbers 34 and what was it again? 7. Mount Hor. Okay, so you click on the Horites, or at least Hor. Hebrew 20:23. Hor is mountain. Aaron died. Edom. Wait, let me read it. The mountain on which Aaron died, situated on the eastern side of the valley of Araba, the highest of the whole range of sandstone mountains in Edom. Okay, so who was there before Edom? I'll get to that later. And the eastern side of the ancient city of Petra, which is Seir, Mount Seir. Petra. The mountain named as one of the marks of the northern boundary of the land which the children of Israel were about to conquer, located in Lebanon. Okay, so you have two whores, right? You have two whores. You can see it here. You have one with Edom. Clearly, it's the south. And then you have one that they say it's north. Let me show you it. Where is it again here? So you have here Mount Hermon. And then you have here where Edom is. Sorry. Here. Here, Hazar Adar. They spelled it different. Hazar Adar, they spelled it different, but that's the one in Numbers 34, by the way. Which is, damn, I saw it right here. Damn. Here, sorry, man. That one. This one. Right, Mount Hor. Sorry, let me go back to over here. Here and then here, I think. Here, Mount Hor, question mark. It's here. It's here. Seir was here. I'll read that for you in the scriptures later. So let me go further. So it says here, and this shall be your north border. From the great sea ye shall appoint out for you Mount Hor. From Mount Hor ye shall point out your border unto the entrance of Hamath. And the goings forth to the border shall be to Zedad. Okay, so where is Hamath? Hamath is here. So it stops here. Just as where King David came to fight. And if you look at the red arrow, the Armenian forces came, but King David went to go get them there. And remember this name, Tibsha. I'll get to that later. So here it shows you from Mount Hor. It's not talking about the upper one, Mount Hermon. This one is talking about look, let me show you here again. It says two Mount Hors. It says the Mount Hor in Edom, which is the one that I just showed you that it is. And then you have another one, which is Mount Hor, located in Lebanon. This is not, by the way, if you want to know where Lebanon is, it's, sorry. It's here. Lebanon is here. They call it Phoenicia, but it's Lebanon. This is Lebanon. Phoenicia means Canaan. Well, it doesn't mean Canaan. It means purple people, but it refers to the Canaanites. You can look that up on YouTube, Google if you want to. Here is Lebanon. So it's not talking about that one. It's talking about this one where Edom is. Here is Mount Hor. And here, let me see something here. Mountain. Har, okay. Let me just go to the scripture. If I type in Seir, and then scroll down, and then you will see here, Genesis 36:20. Genesis 36 verse 20. These are the sons of Seir the Horite. Hebrew 27:52. Horite, cave dweller. What is it? The inhabitants of Mount Seir, the Horites. Who are the Horites? Hamites, Canaanites. They were the ones that built the, here it says it right here in Genesis 14 verse 6, right? You can see that they afterward expelled by the Edomites, because the Most High is the one that set them up. He set up Esau to take over Mount Seir. The Most High said so. He said, I put him there. Don't take his land. I gave it to him. I just read that, by the way. Horims, by the way, in other scriptures you can see it was written Horims. So they changed their Horims here. Here, Deuteronomy. The Horims also dwelt in Seir before time, but the children of Israel succeeded them. I just read that. They expelled them, basically. But they made children with them, by the way. And then they later on kicked them out. Same thing. Yeah, whatever. Let me leave that. Okay, so Horims or Horites, just like Philistim or Philistines. We only read the word one time, Philistim, but the rest of the scriptures you see Philistines, right? Yeah, so it's the same thing here. So now going back to over, okay, the Horites were there, right? That's Mount Hor, that's the point. So now going back to over here. From Mount Hor, ye shall point out your border unto the entrance in of Hamath. So let me show you again. From Mount Hor, which is here in Edom, I think it's here somewhere, unto the entering in of Hamath, until here. And you might say, well, here is Hamath. Yeah. let's say New York is here, and Brooklyn is here, and Brooklyn is here, Queens is here, and all that type of stuff. When you say you're going to New York, are you saying, see, it's New York, man. It's not some separate place. This whole place is Hamath. It's talking about the border, and I'll get to that later, by the way. So I have other scriptures showing you that, Lord willing. Okay, now going to the book of 1 Kings chapter 9, verse 21. But I think I have it here. 1 Kings chapter 9, verse 20. And all the people that were left... Oh, what time is it? Whoa, okay. And all the people that were left of the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, which were not of the children of Israel, their children that were left after them in the land, whom the children of Israel also were not able to utterly destroy. See, I told you. They couldn't. Judges chapter 2 and Judges chapter 3 explains to you why we couldn't destroy them. The Heavenly Father was doing it on purpose. He wanted to test us to see if we would follow after them, if they were in our midst. And we failed. Okay, going on. It says it's in Judges chapter 2 and Judges 3, but I'm not going to go get it right now. Lord willing, I told you, if you have the time, you can get it for yourself, Lord willing, because it's already long. And I did it in other videos, so sorry about that. Upon those did Solomon levy a tribute of bond service unto this day. So he made them pay money. But of the children of Israel did Solomon make no bondman, because that was not allowed. But they were men of war, and his servants, and his princes, and his captains, and his rulers of chariots, and his horsemen. These were the chief of the officers that were over Solomon's work, 550, which bear rule over the people that wrought in the work. But Pharaoh's daughter came up out of the city of David unto her house which Solomon had built for her. Then did he build Millo. Oops. And 3 times in a year did Solomon offer burnt offering and peace offering upon the altar which he built unto Yahweh, and he burnt incense upon the altar that was before Yahweh. So he finished the house. Wait, this was not the idol. Sorry, I think I missaid something. If I'm correct, I thought that was the idol, but I'm not sure. I'll leave it. Lord willing. Anyway. Here comes the point. 26. And King Solomon made a navy of ships in Ezion Geber. Where's that? Edom. And what did he do there? Which is beside Eloth. Again, Edom. And there's also the place where we came in when we came out of Egypt. We came across there, these 2 places. And Esau was there. And the Lord said, don't go there. That's his place. Leave him. I will not give you not 1 centimeter, basically. On the shore of the Red Sea. That's why I said that the Red Sea is there. Because I made a mistake. I said Salt Sea. And then I had to explain myself that the Salt Sea was actually the Dead Sea. And the Salt Sea was in the valley of Sodom, which is the valley of Siddim, which is the valley of... Sorry, I said vallum. I mean valley. The valley of Siddim, which is the valley of Sodom, which is the valley of the Salt Sea. The valley of the Salt Sea. It's here. The Dead Sea is here, and the Red Sea is here. And then you have the other side that is also named the Red Sea, because it's the same waters. But it's on the other side, in the side of Mizraim. Okay. So here is where King Solomon sent men to do what? Let's read it. In the land of Edom. So this shows you that Ezion Geber and Eloth on the shore of the Red Sea is in the land of Edom. That's their land. So what did he do there? And Hiram, which is the prince of Tyre, his father was here. Huram. Hiram. Shit, wait a minute. Wait. I think I made a mistake. Did they mess his name up on purpose or shit? I'm thinking out loud now. Damn it, wait. Because these were Canaanites, but I'm actually tripping right now if it's this one, because if you read this chapter, you will see that they had ships and they had skills, and it says here, and now have I sent a cunning man endued with understanding of Huram, my fathers. This was the king of Tyre. This was a Canaanite. Damn, who was this again? Oh, sorry. Okay. For now, I'll just read it as another person. But anyway, and Hiram sent in the navy his servants because they was friends with King Solomon. If I'm correct, they're Hamites, yeah, Canaanites. Shipmen that had knowledge of the sea. So yeah, they're Canaanites. I'm now a little bit confused if it was the same person or not. Sorry about that. With the servants of Solomon, and they came. I could click this away. Oh, let me see something. Okay. And they came to Ophir and fetched thence gold. So they went there in the land of Edom near Ophir, 420 talents, and they brought it to King Solomon. So what did he do? King Solomon had power over that region. I'm going to give you an example of a fact. Does any country in existence come to America and just take stuff there? No. America goes to West Africa and takes stuff there because they are in the rulership position. So when you're in a rulership position, somebody comes in your land. What is the first thing that the Edomites did when we came there? They didn't want us to pass because it's their land. You ain't coming here, I'll fight you. And the Canaanites, well, Sihon, also didn't want us to pass. Here. But Sihon, king of Heshbon, would not let us pass by him, for Yahweh thy power hardened his spirit, and made his heart abstained, because he wanted to kill him, because he was wicked, and the Lord was like, after 400 years, I'm gonna come and kill you now, because it says right here, the Most High waited 400 years to kill them. Before he was even born, the Most High was already like, Abram, 400 years later, I'm going to use use your seed to kill them. Genesis 15:13. And he, the Heavenly Father, said to Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, the Mizraim people. And they shall afflict them 400 years, Mizraim. And also that nation, Mizraim, whom they shall serve, will I judge, and afterward they shall come out with great substance. And thou shalt go to thy father in peace, thy fathers in peace. This shows you that the fathers that worshipped idols didn't go to hell. I'm not telling you now to go worship devils and nothing is going to happen to you. You're still not going to go to hell because it doesn't exist. Joshua 24:2. And Joshua said unto all the people, thus saith Yahweh the power of Israel, your fathers, who? Abraham and Nahor, your forefathers, dwelt on the other side of the flood in old times. In old time. What flood? This is the flood of the Pison River, the Euphrates and stuff like that. Those 4 rivers there. It's not the flood of Noah. Even Terah, because Terah wasn't even in existence in the time of Noah. Terah was not in existence. The father of Abraham and the father of Nahor. And they, Terah and Nahor, and they served other gods. That's why the Most High took him away. Go, 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 go. Get out of there. These people are not good. You shouldn't be hanging around them. So he took them from there. So my point of bringing this up is to show you that Terah was an idol worshiper, and the people of Mesopotamia, they had over 3,600 gods. It says 2021 here, 3,600 deities. The Sumerians, it's the same thing. It's the same people. They're just confusing you, just like with Phoenicians and Canaanites. But that's their job. They're supposed to confuse people so that the millions of people will not get it. That's good. But yeah, the point of me bringing this up is to show you that even though they worshiped devils, idols, the Heavenly Father still said, I will make you meet them. So does that mean that he's going to hell? Who's going to hell? Nobody, because if the guy was going to so-called hell, then Abraham would go there. Because the Lord said, I'll make you meet him. You know, because Terah died in Genesis 11. Anyway, let me go on. Now, Genesis chapter 15, verse. So 400 years, right? 15, verse 15. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. 170 something he was old. Something like that. Here it comes. But in the fourth generation, they, your seed, shall come hither again. Where was he at that time? He was in the land of Canaan at that time. I think it was in Kadesh Barnea, because this is Genesis 15. And then some... no, it was actually further on. Yeah. The point is that he went down to Kadesh Barnea. Yeah. He was here in the land of Canaan. And then in 20, he went down to Kadesh Barnea and to Shur. And then he went into Egypt. Yeah, that's it. Right. Okay, so Genesis 15 and 4. No? 16. But in the fourth generation, your seed shall come hither in Canaan. Again, the land of Canaan. Here it comes. For the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. The Most High waited 400 years to kill this dude. So when he came there, he hardened his heart like, I'm gonna get you. I know you don't want to fight, but I'll make you fight, because I want to get you for them things that your people been doing for a long time. And if you want to know what they were doing, well, Leviticus chapter 18 verse 3. After the doings of the land of Mizraim, wherein ye dwelled before time, well, before you came here, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you now, right, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. So what did they do in Egypt, and what did they do in Canaan? Well, they was having sex with their father's wives. They was having sex with their mother. She is thy mother. You shall not have sex with her. They was having sex with their father, whether it be the son with the father or the daughter with the father. They was having sex with their daughter's wives. They was having sex, sorry, their daughters, the daughter's wives also, but I mean their son's daughter wives, and also their daughter's wives. How about that? They was having sex with their aunts, and what type of bullshit? They was having sex with two sisters, or two brothers, or three brothers at the same time with each other. What the fuck? They was having sex with women on their period. Here, says it right here. When she is on her uncleanness. They was passing their seed to Molech, child sacrifice, killing babies. They was doing that. They was having sex with beasts. There was baby fuckers too. So just to put that in there, it's not, doesn't say here, but I know they were doing it. If you kill kids, you fuck kids too. So hey, just put that there. They was doing sodomy things, man, woman. And then Leviticus 19 says the same thing. They was letting their seed pass through Molech, which is child sacrifice, because he had given his seed to Molech, child sacrifice. And all these things they were doing sodomy things. that they was taking a wife and her mother, daughter and mother, laying with beasts. Taking their half sister from their father's side. They was sleeping with that. All this shit they was doing, man. They was having sex with women when they bleed on their vagina. You know. They uncovered the fountain of her blood. They was having sex with period having women. Verse 23, Leviticus 20 and 23. And ye shall not walk in the manner of the nations which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. So now you know that the Heavenly Father was waiting 400 years to beat the shit out of these fools, because they was doing a lot of crazy shit in the land over there, demonic. Now it's Esau's time, but he's worse. That's why he's gonna get exterminated. How about that? They didn't get exterminated, they got their ass whooped. How about that? Anyway, so going further to over here. So we had power over their land too. Yeah. I'm going on. Shit. Should I? No, let me make another video.